This is the LT Media Network, and this is your World Series edition. Well, okay, so it's not just the World Series. This is Steve Baxley Sports Final, brought to you by the L2C Media Network. Now with all the latest sports news at 11:51, so we'll be going off the air at midnight 51. By the way, I'm Harry von Stuttgart, announcer, and here is old Wacky boy, Steve the Baxman Baxley. Hey, what's shaking, crack-a-lacking, and everything else? Well, we said that series. Well, tonight, hey, and I do mean, hey, are you ready for a World Series? That's right, we are now tied at 1-1, and we'll talk about the World Series. Game number 2 coming up in our fascinating hour of power that we like to call the Sports Final with my name on it. But right now, hey, let's get some sports. Before we do that, we got to tell you, Nick Recada's got the other Ken Jennings, and it's going to be a call-in night. So if you want to get into the Recaida Law channel, just go to Recaida Law, the Recaida Law channel, Law Splaining the Interwebs with Nick Recaida, the humble Minnesota lawyer. And get in line. If you got a Discord, go there, and you'll be able to be part of the call-in show. You know, I wonder if Discord works with podcast. We'll just have to. I'll have to find out and see tomorrow. Anyway, got a lot to do, so let's get to it. We got till about 1:00, imprecisely. So let's get you into the sports, and we won't talk fast. We'll talk very slow and methodical.
Anything to snack on, do we?
Nope.
No potato chips, no nothing.
Ah, well.
I thought we had some potato chips on the refrigerator. Oh, there's a sack of them right there.
Where?
On the counter, isn't that potato chips?
Excuse us, folks. We're delayed yet again by person in charge of programming. We got tortilla chips, and I don't know what else.
Oh, tortilla chips would be fun.
All right, bear with us, folks. I gotta make an offering to the parental, so that means we're held up again. This won't happen when we get a studio. The offering has been accepted. The offering has been accepted, and she still violates the red light. Anyway, that's okay. It just means that we go an extra 2-3 minutes. Mom wanted to be all... Mom, shall we? 7 months after signing... Let's try it again. 7 months after signing him to a new 3-year, $15 million extension, the Buffalo Bills have parted ways with former starting left guard Quinton Spain, releasing the 6-year veteran on Wednesday, the team announced. The Bills have struggled up front on both sides of the ball at times this year, with Spain moving to the bench in favor of second-year reserve Cody Ford. Have you watched the Ford lately? Following week 2, now Buffalo will move forward without Spain entirely, with Ford set to man the left guard spot and veteran Brian Winters on track to remain at right guard. As folks from the 4-letter sports monolith are noting, also expected back from a torn pectoral, Spain himself was designated as week to week, but again, aren't we all? Following Buffalo's week 6 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs because of a knee injury. Still, The veteran's departure marks a sharp turn of events for the interior lineman. Originally undrafted out of West Virginia in 2015, Spain spent the first 5 years of his NFL career with the Tennessee Titans, carving out a job as a full-time left guard, then had arguably his best season to date with the Bills in 2019. Signed to a 1-year deal, he took every offensive snap and did not allow a single registered sack while helping keep Josh Allen upright, earning the $15 million extension in March. Now, Spain could have several immediate suitors as a free agent, with teams like the Dallas Cowboys, who are in big need of some help, and the Philadelphia Eagles, also in need of some help up front. There may be others, but those two are the prominent ones. Why? Because they need help. Anyway, we'll delve into that when the time comes. But right now, leave us for cause. Some college basketball news, and this one broke the wires. That's why they're having them replaced. Penn State is now looking for, you gave me the wrong story. We need the Penn State story, guys. Page 1B. If you guys can bring that up, please. Page 1B, thank you. It's a happy crew. And there we go. Logan Chambers has rendered his resignation from his position. Chambers and the school announced on Wednesday. Penn State confirmed that Chambers' resignation followed an internal investigation of new allegations of inappropriate conduct. Chambers said in a statement, "Today I'm announcing my departure from Penn State. I am so proud of all our program has accomplished these past 9 years, and I will be forever grateful to the Penn State community for its ongoing support." Chambers came under fire earlier this summer after former standout Rasir Bolton tweeted explosive allegations accusing Chambers of being racially insensitive and inappropriate. In Bolton's statement, in which he explains why he was leaving Penn State, he revealed that Chambers had used the phrase, quote, "I want to loosen the noose that's around your neck," end quote. Chambers later admitted to using the noose metaphor and expressed remorse for using it in an exchange that took place in 2019, per Penn State's statement. His resignation comes after separate allegations of misconduct surfaced. Chambers also said, "Anyone who has ever coached, especially at this level, knows the exceptional amount of energy and focus it takes to deliver each and every day. This has been an incredibly difficult year for me and my family, and we are in need of a break to reset and chart a path forward. So I'm taking a step back to prepare myself for the next 20 years. I remain deeply committed to helping student athletes reach their full potential on and off the court, and I look forward to giving my all for them in my next role," end quote. Chambers signed a 4-year contract extension in the spring of 2018 on the heels of winning the NIT championship. He was retained the following year after the Nittany Lions went 14-18. They bounced back last season with a 21-10 record. Chambers had been the head coach for Nittany Lions since 2011, where in 9 seasons he amassed a 148-150 record, failed to lead the program to an NCAA tournament berth. Penn State Athletic Director Sandy Barber said in a statement that Jim Ferry, the assistant coach, will serve as the team's interim head coach for the 2020-2021 season. The 53-year-old Ferry has been an assistant on Chambers' staff since 2017 and has 30 years of coaching experience. He most recently served as a head coach at Duquesne, where from 2012 to 2017 he went 16-7 and was eventually fired. I don't see any problem there, do you? Do we? No, we don't. Okay, but we'll get on with the rest of this banana boat. Before we go any further along the mighty Neftinian way, let's kill the nostril. Thank you. And you ever have one of those days? I do, but let's see. Now, yesterday, as you recall, we tried to give you the Monday night quarterback on Tuesday night. But apparently, they don't post up the recaps, they being CBSSports.com. Let's see if they do us a solid and actually post the recaps. They do not. So our Monday night quarterback is going to be scrubbed and be done. Monday night quarterback will be sort of scrubbed back and just giving you the scores, other stuff, unless we can find a place for the usual mentimo. But until then, let's give you a little look-see. Tomorrow night, of course, is Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network and Fox. It is the 1-5 Giants against the 1-4-1 Eagles. This should be an interesting game because technically, without that tie, both teams are 1-5. Still looking for some sort of respect. For the Eagles, it's a win. For the Giants, they're just looking for respect. My pick. Oh, and yes, we do have. Oh, there's ones. Yes. Okay. Let's get him in. Okay, let's do it. All right, it's time for the Thursday night pick. And here he is. Monsignor Rabbi Hiram Shecky Fleischman, live from the Vatican Football League. Monsignor Rabbi Fleischman. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. Once again, a very fast one. It is the Giants and the Eagles. Giants are 1-5. Eagles are 1-4-1. Why are we picking this fakakta game? I mean, you got two losers. Again, the NFL. Sheesh. Why, you think we do sacrifices here? Okay, I'm going to give you a sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice my prediction. I think the Giants are going to beat the Eagles. 21-7. There you go. I can't wait to give you my Sunday afternoon games, you know. It's a week 7 masterpiece. By the way, how did I do, Harold, in the predictions for week 6? Well, we'll tell you about it. Maybe right now. Do we have the predictions? Well, we do, but things are getting a little slow. Oh well. Just tell me, how many did I do again? Well, you did 10-4, which ain't bad. Oh, thank you very much. So, still in the 70s. Yeah, you're still in the 70s. Bucksman, back to you. Okay, thanks very much. And hey, it popped up. Update. As to the Rabbi's pick, or picks. It's going to be one of those nights, folks, when everything can and will go wrong. But we'll try to right the ship here. Alrighty. Got you right here, Rabbi. And after 7 weeks, you are 64-25-1, a 7-11 percentage, 71%. Not bad at all. You're still in the 70s, and we'll tell you later tonight how the three caballeros, the cat, the parent, and the son, did. Okay, so we are halfway into the blue wedge, and we've already given our commercial. So for the rest of the night, it's all going to be performance-based. Let's get you to Game 2 of the World Series, and ooh la la, that series is tied at 1 after last night's triple steal, which I don't know when they're going to do it. Taco Bell is going to give all of us, all America, a Doritos Locos Taco. So here we go. And for what feels like the first time this October, production from Brandon Lowe and timely hits. Lowe hit 2 home runs in Game 2, and Joey Wendell drove in 3 runs. He driven in 2 runs total in Tampa's first 15 games this postseason. With the win, the Rays improved to an ML best 32-7, an 821 winning percentage when scoring first this year, including the postseason. Let's give you some takeaways from Game 2 as I take a drink. Over the last 3 seasons, only 3 pitchers threw pitches in the strike zone at a lower rate than Blake Snell. His game is getting hitters to chase out of the zone, and it's very successful. Now, Snell won the Cy Young Award 2 years ago and again pitched at an ace level in 2020. The Dodgers, meanwhile, chased the second fewest pitches out of the zone this year. Their hitters are very patient and unwilling to expand the zone. On paper, Los Angeles was a terrible matchup for Snell. On the field, he was magic. 4 2/3 innings, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts. That's why they played the game, as they say. Now, it wasn't until the Rays built a 5-0 lead that Snell allowed his first hit. Chris Taylor socked a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. And boy, did he befuddle Los Angeles with sliders and curveballs in the first 4 innings. Mostly in the strike zone and the edges. That's where Snell always would need to pitch to be effective against the Dodgers. Live out of the zone, and they weren't going to chase. Once he got them to respect the breaking ball in the zone, he was able to expand it. Now, Snell is the first pitcher to open a World Series game with 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. Hitless innings, I should say. Since Randy Johnson in Game 2 of the 01 World Series. Snell is also the second pitcher ever to begin a World Series game with 8 strikeouts and 4 hitless innings. Sandy Koufax did it in Game 1 of the 63 World Series. Things started to unravel a bit after the Taylor home run, and Snell unable to complete the 5th inning. He exited with runners on first and second, 2 outs. Snell still has not completed 6 innings at the start this year, though the 4 2 innings he gave the Rays in Game 2 were very good. Now, the Rays have been waiting for Brandon Lowe to snap out of his postseason slump for weeks now. And, he was 6 for 56. 107 average this postseason going into Game 2, and yet manager Kevin Cash stuck with him, and his faith was finally rewarded. Lowe smacked 2 opposite field home runs in Game 2. The first gave the Rays a 1-0 lead in of course, first inning. The second, in a 5th, was a 5-0 lead. And boy, these were huge dung-dungs. That's right. They were so huge, they froze everything. There we go. Lowe had 2 chances at a third home run, but he couldn't connect. He grounded out back to the pitcher in the 7th and struck out in the 9th. Opponents have been challenging Lowe with fastballs all postseason, and he'd be swinging through them pretty consistently. He did not miss the 3-1 heater from Tony Gonsolin in the first inning, though. The second homer came on a hanging breaking ball in an 0-2 count. Another pitch Lowe has been missing. Now, needless to say, Lowe snapping out of his slump would be enormous for the Rays. Scoring runs has been a real struggle this postseason, and Lowe can be an impact hitter. He was in Game 2, and Tampa needs it to continue. Now, coming into the World Series, Rays players, other than Randy Rosarina, were hitting 185, 276, and 344 this postseason. And all Tampa players were hitting 174, 301, and 362 runners in scoring position. The offense has really struggled in this. Now, Lowe got the Rays on the board early in Game 2 with a solo homer. 3 innings later, the Rays tacked on 2 insurance runs thanks to a blown double play op. Ji-Man Choi hit a tailor-made 4.63 grounder to Enrique Hernandez, but Hernandez bobbled it, and the Dodgers were only able to get the out at second. Now, the inning should have been over. Instead, Manuel Margot followed with a 2-strike single, punched the right, and Joey Wendell proved The big hit with a 2-run double into the right center field gap. You have to place it well to get a ball to fall between Cody Bellinger, Mookie Bettis, and Wendell did. The 2-run double surely felt like relief after the Rays had a runner at third with one out and did not score in the second inning. Willie Adams hit a grounder right to Corey Seager at short, and Noel Margot was easily thrown out at home on the contact play. Tampa's win, probably prior to Troy's grounder, was 63.1%. After Wendell's double, it was 81.6%. Now, had the Dodgers turned the double play, the Rays' win would have been 55.4%. Nice swing and win probability there. The Rays had scored nearly 75% of the postseason runs on homers going into the World Series. Wendell's double was huge. Now, the postseason has not been kind to Nick Anderson. The Rays righty has been one of the top relievers in the game the last 2 years, but he'd allowed a run in 5 of his first 7 outings this postseason, and in each of his last 4 appearances as well, making now 5 with a run. Anderson served up a solo home run to Will Smith in the 6th, and this is a guy who has allowed a run in only 5 of his 42 regular season appearances with the Rays. He's now done it in 5 straight postseason games and in 6 of 8 overall. To be fair, Anderson did get maybe the biggest out of Game 2 as well. He replaced Snell with runners on the corners and 2 outs in the 5th and struck out Justin Turner to end the threat. Turner represented a tying run at the time. The rest of Tampa's bullpen handled the final 3 innings. Anderson struck out 2 of the 5 batters he faced in Game 2, which is good news because he did not strike out any of the previous 23 he faced. Now, this is a guy who struck out 44.8% of the batters he faced during the regular season, the shortened regular season. That's alarming. The Rays need Anderson to get right and very soon. Now, the Dodgers have opted against using Tony Gonsolin and Dustin May as their traditional starters this postseason, instead deploying them as openers and bulk inning relievers. The duo had 2.46 ERA and 102 and 2/3 regular season innings. Following Game 2, they have a combined 7.02 ERA and 16 and 2/3 postseason innings. Oy. The Dodgers have Walker Buehler lined up to pitch Game 3 on Friday. Game 4 is on the site at the moment, but LA would do well to give the ball to Julio Urias. He's allowed 2 runs, 1 earned in 16 innings this postseason, and simply has looked much better than Gonsolin and May. Now, historically, teams that have taken a 2-0 series lead in the World Series have gone on to win the series 80.4% of the time, including each of the last 12 times. Those are the odds the Rays avoided with the Game 2 win. It was close to a must-win, truly. The World Series is now best of 5. Thursday is an off day, and Game 3 is Friday night. And it is on Fox. Good luck. And I know it's going to go 7 or 6. Final score, Tampa Bay 6, the LA Dodgers 4. And what does that mean in the annals of human scoring? Well, here's the line score for you. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Rays. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 errors for the Dodgers. Anderson is your winner. He's 1-0. Gonsolin, your loser. He's 0-1. And Castillo got his first save. The Molson stars, or the Molson players of the game, Loaf, Tampa Bay second baseman, 2 for 5, 2 runs, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. And Anderson, the pitcher, pitched 1 1/3 inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, got 2 strikeouts, and no walks. Tomorrow, as we said, is a day off, and they're back Friday, October 23rd, for Game 3 on Fox. And there you go. Happy landing on a chocolate star. Let's get back to more of your headlines here. And, yes. Welcome to As the Dolphins Turn. Another soap opera from the National Football League. Now, when the Miami Dolphins announced this week that they have elevated to a Pagolo Vailoa. And let's get it going. Thank you. To be their starting quarterback following Week 7's bye, some wondered if Ryan Fitzpatrick, the team's number 1 signal caller since 2019, was aware that a change was coming. The 37-year-old veteran, after all, has long been hailed as a mentor and or short-term solution in Miami, and he was seen applauding Tagovailoa's debut in the Dolphins' Week 6 win. Fitzpatrick told reporters Wednesday, however, that the was a surprise to him, and not only that, but it broke his heart. My heart hurt. My heart just hurt all day. Fitzpatrick said during the conference call, explained that he was shocked when Coach Brian Flores informed him that Tua would be taking over, then began to ponder whether he'd be playing he played his last game in the NFL. I'll talk about being transparent. Fitzpatrick, who led the Dolphins to a 3-3 record this year, positioning Miami just one game out of first place in the AFC East, with the bye on tap, made clear with his comments that Tagovailoa's sudden promotion was in fact a surprise inside the building, and while there's a real case to be made that Tua's upside justifies Dolphins' abrupt change at the most important position on the field, it's fair to wonder whether Fitzpatrick's obvious disappointment in the move will have any effect on the rest of the team, which saw the veteran journeyman find occasional success in 2019 as well. And we'll just have to find out what happens as Week 7 begins the tap dance. That is your NFL reportage. Yes. Do we have any more football? Yes. Champions League Day 2 action, which, by the way, you can check on CBS All Access, soon to become Paramount Plus. But for all that, let's give you some more college basketball news. Yeah, while we're here, might as well do it. The outlook for Kentucky's 2020-2021 basketball season got even brighter on Wednesday when the program announced that Wake Forest transfer Oliver Sarr will be eligible for the upcoming season. The 7-footer finished second behind North Carolina's Garrison Brooks in the voting for the ACC's Most Improved Player as a junior last season after averaging 13.7 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game. He also hit a career-best 52.7% of his shots. Sarr will be the Wildcats' likely starter at center as Kentucky enters the season laden with youth and light on big men. Sarr announced on May that he planned to transfer to Kentucky after Wake Forest's coaching transition from Danny Manning to Steve Forbes. Kentucky, however, was awaiting SEC clearance for Sarr to play immediately. Kentucky also announced that Rhode Island transfer Jacob Toppin will be eligible immediately after he averaged 5.1 points and 3.9 rebounds per game for the Rams as a freshman last season. He's the younger brother of Obi Toppin, or for you Star Wars freaks out there, as I am one, Obi-Wan Toppin, who led Dayton to a 29-2 record last season before declaring for the NBA draft. And wazzy woo-woo. Let's get to the story of all stories. By the way, a piece of my tooth fell out, so ow. All right. Let's get wicked here. 8 matches highlighted Wednesday's Championship League slate. As match day 1 came to a close, there were some surprising score lines, but the most shocking was Real Madrid's 3-2 loss to Shakhtar Donetsk. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich picked up where they left off with a 4-0 win, and Premier League sides Liverpool and Manchester City both got their UCL season started with 3 points. Here are the results from the Ligue des Champions. Red Bull Salzburg and Lokomotiv Moscow ended in a 2-2 tie. Shakhtar over Real Madrid 3-2. Bayern Munich over Atletico Madrid 4-0. Inter Milan over Borussia Mönchengladbach. They ended up in a 2-2 tie. And my tongue just got wounded. Manchester City 3, Porto 1. Olympiacos 1, Marseille 0. Liverpool 1, Ajax 0. And Midtjylland lost to Atalanta 4-0. Which ain't bad. It really isn't bad. Okay, it's 12:21 right now, so let's go from the soccer and those headlines, and let's check some headlines from our good friends over at AA Beep Beep.com or awfulannouncing.com. This should be fun, if not fancy free. And if you're ready for this, I have a feeling you're going to be kissing that ESPN3 bye-bye, as ESPN is reportedly moving more feature commentary and analysis behind the ESPN Plus paywall. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Yep, ESPN.com might be the first stop for many sports fans to get breaking news and rumors, unless you typically get that information from Twitter, where many ESPN insiders break some news. But if you want analysis, columns, and other content like picks and fantasy info, that's going to cost you. As reported by Andrew Marchand of the New York Post, ESPN, the worldwide leader in total sports network, or as we like to call it, the four-letter monolith, is moving more of its analysis and featured content behind its ESPN Plus paywall. For what it's worth, we also hear our friends at Awful Announcing also heard rumblings about this development just before Marchand posted his story. Now, the network is expected to announce this change on Thursday. Now, for ESPN, this is an effort to drive more readers to sign up for ESPN Plus. Also following parent company's Disney initiative. Hi, Nikki. To push the audience toward more subscriber-driven written and streaming content. Now, breaking news stories and investigative reports will still be available for readers outside the ESPN Plus paywall or playwall. We might as well just say it like that. According to Marchand, as a result, several featured insiders, Adrian Wojnarowski, Jeff Passan, Adam Schefter, and the Partridges in a Pear Trees, will likely have content on both sides of the wall. The commentary will now be restricted to ESPN Plus subscribers, much like columnists such as Buster Only, John Clayton, Jason Stark were in the ESPN Insider days. Content currently behind the paywall includes college football writer Bill Connolly on the Big Ten's opening weekend, Mike Clay looking at key fantasy football matchups, and NBA writer Kevin Pelton on Stan Van Gundy taking the New Orleans Pelicans head coaching job. Others available on ESPN Plus include a plethora of writers, including NHL writers Greg Wyshynski and Emily Kaplan, college football reporter Adam Rittenberg, NBA analyst Bobby Marks, MLB columnist Bradford Doolittle. He'll talk to, obviously, the animal mascots. And recruiting analyst Tom Van Haren, among others. Much of the network's sports betting content is also behind the ESPN paywall. That's what we're going to call it. Instead of a paywall, it's a playwall. Our friends at Awful Announcing have heard that some writers are concerned about their articles being paywalled once the initiative was disclosed. Uncertainty over how a transition to premium content might affect their work compelled them to reach out to other outlets. Can I just say one thing? This sucks. You remember way back when, and I will address, Fox Sports, when and I'm going to call this guy, I'm not even going to say his name, but I'm going to say the idiot who came to Fox Sports from an ill-fated assignment to be the executive producer of the top-rated morning show on the Peacock network and decided to gut everything, including the Fox Sports website. I think you know what I'm talking about. And make everything hell for sports fans. This is somewhat like that. Why would anyone, and I'm sorry, why would anyone want to stick content that is free everywhere else behind a paywall? That is stupid, dumb, and ignorant. Forgive me for saying this, but ESPN, Let people go. Content is to be free. It is not to be put behind a damn paywall. There are some folks that don't get ESPN. They deserve to be respected, gently, Be respected, not be ignored like the putts that, neutered Fox Sports 1 and the Fox Sports website to the point where they're slowly rebuilding the Fox Sports website into something that it once was. Anyway, that's my beef. I'm Beefy von Herkenstaff. Okay, let's keep going here. We got 12:27. We're going to be on till about 12:50, so let's keep going. Has left Turner Sports coach Pelicans. Wahoo. And how's this for a little insightful bon mot? Fox almost had their fall rule analista, Mike Pereira, work as an MLB rules expert. But guess what? Baseball said, "Niet." That's right. Mike Pereira became a fixture for NFL viewers as a Fox Rules analyst, and the best and funniest, too. In years, he's expanded that role to work Fox's college broadcast as well. Well, it turns out he almost added an entirely different sport. In a recent appearance on Bay Area radio show Papa and Lund, Pereira revealed that Fox almost had him work as an MLB rules analyst, which would have involved sending Pereira to umpire school. Ultimately, though, MLB executive Joe Torre nixed the idea for an obvious reason. He's football. Joe Torre said, quote, "We don't want a guy being our rules specialist who's never umpired." Well, that makes sense. So, what happened? I mean, obviously having former officials work as rules analysts doesn't always pan out. Forgiveness to Mike Carey. But it's another thing entirely to have someone with a background in an entirely different sport and a highly visible role that could see them contradicting your own umpires. Pereira went on to note that Fox approached former umpires but never ended up hiring one. They could have hired Rocky Road. I mean, come on. As a friend of mine, the producer of Jay the Brain Man's podcast, to which I am a part of, Jay the Brain Man Presents, Wrestle Anime Hut, would say, grow a pair. Anyway, considering a rules analyst wouldn't be bringing up much to the booth for baseball, it's best they decided not to force it. That wouldn't be good anyways. Okay, let's find out. I mean, you got video review. That's good enough. And by the way, despite rumors to the contrary, ESPN is not pursuing Trump and Biden for NFL halftime interviews. God, no. The Pac-12 is also getting in the Friday kickoff act with 8 games across ESPN, the Fox network. Yay. And Fox and CBS saw some increases in Week 6 viewership. Yay! Okay, folks, that is your headlines. Rock solid. And a few media bites. By the way, this thing, I know this is off the subject, but I am going to say something about it tomorrow on the rebirth of Steve Baxley speaking on. I don't know about you folks out there. I'd like to hear from you. Please send a little notation, a little note how you feel about this. But if you ever want to see Charlie Brown specials, the holiday ones, like Charlie Brown Christmas, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown loses his virginity, I don't know, but all those lovely, lucky him, all those lovely little holiday bon mots that we all love and enjoy. For those of you that don't know, they are now the property of Apple TV Plus. That means more pay. Why? And I know this is a streaming service, and well, TV has to evolve. But come on, this is a holiday traditions. But once again, I state this for the record. If CBS, the day CBS loses Rudolph and Frosty to a streaming service not their own, will be the day that CBS drops their iconic I logo. And you know, the only way that'll happen, that's right, is if they dig up William S. Paley and Summer Redstone and have a way of reanimating them. Because we all, in other words, it ain't gonna happen. But a lot of people have been asking, why did ABC lose? Well, let's see. ABC is owned by Disney, and the Peanuts folks are not. There you go. Nice way to say that, isn't it? Now, why aren't they back on CBS? Why didn't Fox bid on them? Good questions. Wish we had the answers, but I do know one answer we have. It's time. I'm going to say it fast and furious. Hello to my friends on Facebook, Twitter, and the Gram. Now, with all that said, because I ranted, I rant no more because it is time to end. It's time for the board. That's right. Time for scoreboard, where we give you some international sports and want to remind you. While the thing is all a-twitting. Get on board with our good friends over at the Australian Football Association North America for the official word, ladies and gentlemen, on the Australian Football League version of the Super Bowl called the Grand Final. We have the information everybody needs. So everybody, liciones. And it's good news. The Grand Final will be on Fox Sports 1 here in America and TSN 2 in Canada. Now, there is a little bit of, a little technicality that we like to give you. And it is because when it airs, we have a time change. We have to fall back. Let us see. There will be, of course, if we can get it all. Let's see here. The Grand Final will be on Fox Sports 1 at 4:24 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, the 24th of October. That means from like 3:24, now it's going to be 4:24. They'll end at 7 a.m. It'll be live. It'll be Richmond versus Geelong. So once again, remember, the start time on Fox Sports 1 will be 4:24 a.m. Eastern Time. So you might want to set those DVRs. Okay, so there you go. There is the Hokey Finoki swamp right there of the official verbiage. Now, with that said, if we got time, I will do the fandango with the hellos, so everybody does not get left out. Okay, in the Champions League, the group stage, we've already done that, so we don't need to do that anymore. Let's now go to the Euro Cup in basketball. This should be fun. Lichtabels beat the Antwerp Giants 80-73. Prometheus defeated Nanterre 88-72. Lokomotiv Kuban defeated Morabank Andorra 76-61. Budenkost defeated Ulm 73-68. Gran Canaria, thank you, defeated Bursaspor 94-76. Unicaja defeated Brescia 86-69. We do that because 69 is a workable number. Virtuous Bologna, if you ever had Virtuous Bologna, how does it taste? Like victory, of course. Beat Monaco 94-85. Now, in international hockey, forget the Czech Republic because all their games got postponed. So we're back to Finland. Vasensport defeated Saipa 3-0. Let's go to baseball now. And in Japan, the land of the rising sun and the home of decent anime. The Chunichi Dragons beat the Yokohama Bay Stars 4-2, 4-11-0 for the Dragons, 2-12-0 for the Bay Stars. Tanimoto for the Dragons gets the win. He's 1-1. Escobar gets a loss. He's 0-4. The Hanshin Tigers defeated the Hiroshima Carp 2-0, 2-4-0 for the Tigers, 0-3-1 for the Carp. Aoyagi got the win. He's 7-8. Endo got the loss. He's 3-6. The Fukuoka Silverhawks defeated in Slam Dance the Nippon Ham Fighters 9-1, 9-15-1 for the Hawks, 1-8-1 for the Fighters. Verhagen got the loss. He's 7-6 for the Ham Fighters, while Senga got the win for the Silverhawks. He's 9-6. Oric Buffaloes over the Rakuten Golden Eagles, 6-5, 6-10-0 for the Buffaloes, 5-10-0 for the Eagles. Matsui gets a loss for the Eagles. He's 4-5. Higgins for the Buffaloes gets the win. He's 3-3. That's my Higgins impression for those of you Magnum PI fans. Cebu, say who, say you. The Lions beat the Chibalati Marines 2-1, 2-8-0 for the Lions, 1-7-0 for the Marines. Masuda gets the win for the Lions. He's 5-0. And Masuda N, so it's Masuda T, gets the win. Masuda N gets the loss for the Marines. He's 3-4. And the Yakut Swallows beat the Omuri Giants 2-1, 2-6-0 for the Swallows, 1-4-0 for the Giants. Ishikawa for the Swallows gets the win. He's 2-7. Takahashi for the Giants gets the loss. We battle forth to South Korea, where the Kia Tigers and Dinos game was postponed. But the KT Wiz Swan and the Samsung Lions went to extra innings, and it was decided. The Swan beat the Lions 2-1, 2-5-0 for the Swan, 1-9-2 for the Lions. And the SK Wyverns, they defeated the Lottie Giants 11-3, 11-11-2 for the Wyverns. And the Lottie Giants 3-6, and oh my God. There you go on that basic account. And friends, we have 4 minutes, but we are absolutely positively done. That's right. We've only got about 6 seconds to say this. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. We will see you tomorrow at the time that is so strange. It may be on time for once, but I'm going to just say 11:45 right at. No, it'll be 11:30 because there's no sport unless. Oh yeah, I forgot it's Thursday. It's football, so we'll see after Thursday night football. Going to be fun tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching. We're back tomorrow, and everything will probably be back to normal. Maybe, hopefully. Not my hair. My hair will not be normal. It'll be back to this. I'm thinking strongly of having what do they call those things? Mutton chops. Just shave the goatee. Just, forget the goatee and just go with the mutton chops. Who knows? I need a haircut badly. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including a cat that loves to walk on the backs of chairs. Oh, okay. Might be another little friend might be another little snack. That's it for me. Be safe, be good, and always remember, may your favorite team always be winners. Good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. We'll see you tomorrow. That's all from Jackson and the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at this time. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Everything will be back to normal. Bye. Well, if you can define the word normal, that is. See you tomorrow.